Shalom, saya baru saja menyaksikan sebuah video tentang Old England. Well, in this video, I found it on Twitter. The video pictures about tells a story about the Old England before they become a social worker for the world. The terminology that can effectively describe that video is community workers, where people just work near their house. It's not that hard to find a job during that time during that time where everything is reachable by walking. So you live in an environment where consists of your family, your friends, but also your co-workers. And the vibe that being filled with that video is wholesome. Families, tight bonding, really human as a social being. Nowadays, the type of job make we have to commute several kilometers from our house to the workplace, and we live in an environment that our neighborhood do not interest with our life, and we too are not interest with their lives. So especially I'm live in Jakarta right now, Eastern Jakarta, in this so crowded uh, environment where there is no yard, just a tiny alley being asphalt, and the car cannot enter just by walking and motorcycle or bicycle. And yet, even though we are so close in terms of the size, um, but yet we are so far apart because, yeah, we tend to not to disturb neighbor problems, because nowadays it is considered as an impolite gesture if you ask too many questions about your neighbors. Job nowadays, whether we realize or not, slowly but surely make a distance between these social beings. There will comes a day there already that day is already come when COVID restriction, work from home, school from home, where we cannot even go outside house and say hi to our neighborhood and play with our friends. Social being restricted by the centralized government. So job nowadays, if you want to make ends meet, and the easiest way is to work for another people, it's to work for another organization. When the choice is just two: whether you start your own business, start up and things like that, or you work for another people, another organization. And if you work to another organization, it is more easiest than to make your own business empire, because it is so unpredictable about the ways that you have to choose, the way that you have to work in. It is so unpredictable, and we as a human being trained from the little that things that unpredictable like that is undesirable too, because the probability for you to success is so little, and the probability for you to fail is tremendous. And people nowadays tend to place in a safe zone where they have to work for another people, for another organization. And if you work for another organization, for another corporation, then you have to live in a urban area, because the place that nearby your workplace is so expensive. It is almost unreachable for the regular worker. So you have to go several kilometers from your workplace, live in an affordable place, and then every day from 5 days a week you have to commute kilometers after kilometers, whether you ride a private motorcycle, vehicle, cars, or you use a public transportation like a bus, train, so like that. And I think, based on my day-to-day experience, I use public transportation. I use public transportation often. I use what we call in Jakarta, people call it KRL. And when I'm entered the train, people never say hi to each other, because it is, once again, it is considered impolite to uh, step into another people zone, because we don't know if they tired or have a problem, and or just want to be alone. So it is considered impolite for you to disturb them by even just say hi. So the people inside the train is so busy trying to distract their attention by playing their smartphone, whether they play online games, read online novels, or watch Korean drama, things like that. So they all bow their hands to that square thing that we call a smartphone, and rarely to see the people beside them, who see who sit beside them. So yeah, job today, occupation today. If you want to choose a safer path, you have to work under. You have to work for another people. You have to work for the cooperation organization and get a salary every month, and it makes you less and less and less human as a social being. That title being stripped away from you little by little. So please, this is just my train of thoughts when I just recently watched that video about All England on TikTok. Oh no, no, not TikTok, but Twitter. So yeah, that is just my train of thought. What's yours?